Now, I'm telling you something. When Steve said what he did, y'all, I remember 1994. I was a single mom. Oh, I looked good, broke. You know, I finished school early too. I don't have a high school diploma. Doesn't mean I wasn't smart. I was just stupid. I made choices, but I kind of followed the pattern of a lot of people in my community. And I'm telling you something. As a single mom in 1994, I wanted my kids to look up to me. I wanted my mama to look up to me. I wanted them to be proud of my accomplishments. But I'm telling you something, Steve. Man, when you can't pay your light bill and your lights get cut off, you don't want to go tell your neighbors because you're so embarrassed. Your phone gets cut off. You just do the best you can to go get the money from somewhere, not pay something else, and go pay that one. Y'all, every month I was behind on some bill. Just about every bill piled up there at the kitchen counter was always late. Y'all, that can wear you down. It can just wear you down. I wanted my community to be proud of me. I'd volunteer for this, that, and the other, and I'd be there at the school volunteering with kids. My kids were small, knowing full well, I might go home, the lights will be cut off or what have you. I tried to contribute. Y'all, let me fast forward. 1994, someone told me about Excel. Actually, I had a 19-year-old son, I had a new baby, I had children all in between. My son loved me. He was wanting to go on a mission for his church, but he knew he couldn't leave Mama because she was broke with a brand new baby. He came to me and he said, I want you to look at an opportunity. It's called Excel. He said, some of the church members have gotten involved. I said, Troy, I'm just so busy. He said, Mom, you're busy being broke.
Wow.
I said, okay, take me to somebody that knows about it, that's. So he drove me. I had the flu. I got a babysitter, and he drove me in my used van so I could sleep, so I could lay down in the back. I was that sick. He drove me to Columbia, South Carolina, and there was a woman called named Betty Miles. She was the wife of the Secretary of the State of South Carolina. She was doing the presentation. I sat in that, we drove up, let me tell you, drove up in my used van. It was Pontiac Transport. And the back door would slide open. Well, that back door didn't slide open. We had to climb over the seats to get out of the van. Well, I was in the back of the van, sick as a dog. I got up and I went inside. Oh, while we pulled up, guess what? There was a Jaguar parked outside, and on the back of that, it said Bob Capes.
Wow.
And I thought, no, wait a minute. Bob Capes, that's Bob Capes Realty, the biggest independent real estate broker owner in the state of South Carolina and in the Southeast. Excuse me, he's in this meeting? So I kind of perk up. I go inside that meeting and there's a handful of people in a private, in a conference room in an insurance company that Betty Miles owned. And here was this precious, dynamic lady. I'd never met her. She never met me. She did a presentation. She had been in the business a month or so. I saw Bob Capes reach in his back pocket and pull out his eel skin covered checkbook, and he wrote a check for $590. Now I reached in my pocketbook. I ain't stupid because I was sitting right next to him and his beautiful wife, Lisa. I reached in my handbag and I pulled out my checkbook and I wrote a bad check for $500. Keep in mind, I had made house payment. I was concerned that check wouldn't cut clear. Now, I'll tell you what. I was so excited. I was so energized. I didn't understand the compensation plan, y'all. I wouldn't know numbers growing exponentially if they bit me in my big butt. But I knew I saw something, and I wanted to be part of something big, and I believed that I could achieve that. Here's why. I understood one thing. Excel Telecommunications was going to pay me for one thing, and I happened to have that. And it wasn't a high school diploma. It wasn't any of the things that we might think you have to be successful. I'll tell you what it was. It was my personal relationships. People helping people, just like Excel Telecommunications, has one thing that they can pay us for, and that is those precious personal relationships that we bring to the table of those people who become our business partners, and those other beautiful people, the few that we need to become our loyal customers. That's it. That's all you've got that people helping people need. That's it. Now raise your hand here if you have a few personal relationships with people who love and care about you. You're already successful. Now do you have the courage? Do you have the courage to go share what Russell has shared with you? Y'all, I'm telling you something, Steve. Listen to me. I'm fast forward. I got involved in Excel. For the first 2 weeks, I'm telling y'all something. I had a medical problem from the birth of that last child, a serious medical problem. Y'all, I owed more at the hospital than my house was worth.
Wow.
2 weeks I laid in the bed. Let me tell you what happened. Hold on. Back then, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have incredible presentations. We didn't have incredible websites like we do now, y'all. We didn't have emails. We didn't even have cell phones. Y'all, the Excel material came in a pizza box. Something looked like a pizza box. And you open it up and had a little mini flip chart of the presentation. That's the way you showed the plan. You couldn't go to the internet and show a webinar, no such thing, or PowerPoint. Y'all, that pizza box came, I didn't even open it. I looked at that thing and I thought, how could I have taken my house payment and paid for that pizza box? It sat on my dresser for 2 weeks. I laid in the bed depressed with the baby beside me. Depressed. What have I done? I can't even make my house payment. Hold it. You get off your sorry behind, girl. Get rid of the pity party. You get your behind out there and you take that flip chart. And on the back of the flip chart, when you flip the pages, what you needed to say was right here. I got out there, I'm telling you something. I made appointments with everybody I knew. Most of them stood me up. When they stood me up, I grabbed the waitress and sat her down with a cup of coffee. And I, Excel, 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 Excel. I showed the plan, showed the plan, showed the plan. Showed the plan, showed the plan, showed the plan. Showed the plan, showed the plan, showed the plan. Y'all, for 3 months, I ran hard and showed the plan, showed the plan, showed the plan. Within 9 months, I was making $50,000 a month. Now listen to me. Excel was a tough deal. The compensation plan here is the most simplistic, most brilliant, most powerful, most energetic, most robust, most financially rewarding for me and you. If you just personally help 3 people partner up with you, and you help those 3 help 3, and you help those 3 help 3, y'all, you go to the top of this pay plan. Y'all, if I'd only brought 3 people into Excel, I'd never gotten anywhere. This is just absolutely genius. When Russell said this opportunity is